The Rizzuto Show on 105.7 The Point.
So you guys don't know this song, huh?
No.
Nope.
Graham, Courtney, no?
I don't know it.
Not Primus fans?
Sorry.
Well, we got a packed studio, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, you guys come with an entourage.
They brought the crew.
Graham Rahal and Courtney Force are here.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Graham's in the Two Timers Club
He
now.
sure is.
Did we make him a plaque or anything, or a certificate? Can we get that certificate made up? Graham's a two-timer now. We may
That's
Take
it's
that
a
home
very
with me.
heavy-
Have at least 4 people with you, all with 4 different phones doing video and pictures on. Could we just
We
combine them into
apologize.
one? I don't care.
They want different angles.
None
Jeff.
of them are
That's the way
pointed
it
at
is all
me.
the time with you guys. You guys, make the rounds, and you guys got people following you.
What it's all about, man. We're here to promote racing and 2 different races. So,
Well, you guys are
yeah,
big stars.
you need a lot of people.
You guys are big stars.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
Graham, IndyCar driver, the Bommarito 500, back at Gateway next weekend. So the race is on Saturday. And Courtney, at the NHRA, you guys are here in September.
Yep.
Isn't it nice you guys are married and you guys get to do the press together?
We'll be going to St. Louis, I think, a total of 3 times in the next month. So, we're here for the media tour today. I get to be at his race in just a few weeks, and then he gets to come out to mine. So
It's nice
It's
here.
kind of
It's
rare,
impressive.
though, that
Yeah, it's
we
a
get to
great
do
place.
like a media day together. In fact, I think we've only ever done one other, which was before we were even married, which is Sonoma. But, yeah, it's cool to be here. We're going to spend a lot of time here over the next month. And, we're excited to come back next week. It's crazy. It's already upon us. But, next week for the Bommarito 500. Gateway's done a great job, between us. NHRA's 3 weeks after that, I think the 21st, right?
Mm-hmm.
So coming up right on our heels. Like Court said, she'll be here with me next week, and then I'll be back with her a couple weeks after to watch her. She's won here before, which was fun to be here for that. But yeah, this is a great place. They do a great job with promotions around
Yeah.
here. You guys, the crowd last year was insane.
Yeah.
I hear ticket sales are up over last year for us, which is a really good sign because
Well,
I thought
last
it'd be
year-
hard to beat.
Last
Honestly,
year, for the first time, Indy being at Gateway in a long time.
Yeah.
The crowd was tremendous, and everybody was into it. See, last week, I don't know if you heard, we had the PGA Championship.
Oh,
here in
yeah,
St.
I was
Louis.
tuned in.
And, the eyes of the world were on St. Louis, and they'll be on St. Louis again, come next week with Indy.
It's
here in
cool.
town.
Yeah, it's I've always felt St. Louis is such a great sports town. The PGA was awesome. I was completely locked in. Anytime Tiger's in contention, I watch golf anyways, but when Tiger's in contention, you got to be paying attention. And yeah, so then you'll get us like we said next week, and then NHRA quickly behind. So you're getting there's a lot of eyes on St. Louis right now, which is pretty darn cool, and really showcasing the city and.
This really is a great sports city.
It is. It's awesome.
And over the past couple of years, St. Louis, for whatever reason, things that happen around the city, been kind of crapped on for the past couple of years. Whether it be the Rams leaving or whatever, whatever's going on downtown. But, last week, really showcasing the city, what's going to come up next week and a couple weeks after that, really showcasing this city for really what it is. It's a great town. It's a great sports city with great people who are passionate about things.
Well, and what he's talking about with the golf, Tiger Woods himself said he'd never seen a crowd like that before.
Yeah.
Never.
It was
never
huge.
Before. Yeah.
It was huge.
Did you see me in the background?
I did not. It was huge.
I had a red shirt on. You didn't see me.
I think a lot of people were wearing red that day.
How long you guys been married for?
3 years.
3 years
Close
now.
to.
Yeah.
Did you guys, I know you come from, legendary racing families, your dad, John, and your dad, Bobby. Did you guys know each other as kids?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Because these are different worlds.
Yeah.
NHRA and Indy, kind of different worlds. How'd you guys meet?
At a race.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
In Chicago. He
It was
came
at
out to
Joliet.
he came out to my Chicago race and just was there to, I guess, meet me and watch racing. I don't know.
Wait, you went to meet her?
Yeah.
Specifically?
Well,
Say yes, dude.
is this
Say
the
yes.
PG version? Yes. Yes.
There's
Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
What?
No. So basically, I was invited to go to Joliet, so we went up there, and it was a good excuse to go up. It was a weekend off in the beginning of 2013 or middle of 2013. And, so I went up there. My dad's from Chicago. My dad lives in Chicago. Everybody's up there. So we went up and went over on, I think it was a Saturday, actually. I went over to the drag races and met Court. And I had been exposed to drag racing quite a bit, even though I was in the IndyCar side. Growing up, my dad was sponsored by Miller forever. So the Snake was sponsored by Miller and NHRA. So I got to know them. And then early in my career, I had a sponsor that did both, was in IndyCar and drag racing. And so, again, was pretty exposed to it. But, yeah, ironically, we had never met until 2013. So, and then we started dating that fall, and the rest is history.
How did you get past her dad, by the way?
He was pretty easy.
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad. He came out to Fontana was when we, like, my last race of the year at that time was in October. Our last race now is right after this in the middle of September.
Well, I kind of used Dad. I had him come out. I'm like, you need to come with me, and we'll make it like a,
you'd be a front man.
A sponsor thing. Yeah, I pretty much used my dad as like my wingman, so people didn't get suspicious that I was maybe dating him. So I made Dad go out there with me, and we just kind of walked around and watched the race, and then.
Did you keep it secret?
For a little bit.
I mean,
we tried.
Yeah.
Until Dad pulled him. Well, actually, it wasn't until Dad.
It was in Vegas.
Pulled him into the winner's circle in Vegas, and then all of a sudden, the photographers and the media turned, and I was like, Dad, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Isn't that
what is
amazing
happening?
how people pick up on that? Just
it happened
a
quick.
Picture like that.
Yeah.
It happened quick, but that's it's all good. It was.
Well, when two legendary race families get together, I mean that's a big thing.
It was cool, and I think that's maybe one of the things we connected on the most was. That we grew up in very similar scenarios, and with her dad being the greatest drag racer ever, really, particularly from a record standpoint. And then my dad
look at him kissing his father-in-law's ass.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I don't do it.
Dude,
I don't do
my
it.
dad and tell him to
I don't do it that much, so. But then my dad. So
I'm scared of my father-in-law too.
We get the expectation. I'm actually not scared of him. My mother-in-law, though, she's pretty intense. She's the most easygoing. But like the other day, we were on like a little family trip, and I'm like, we're gonna leave a day early, and she gave me these eyes. I was like, whoa,
oh, wow,
maybe not.
Listen, whenever
you ain't
taking my baby when you leave her.
Yeah,
listen, whenever you go home, you're still a kid to your parents.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. I go to my house, and my mom still yells at me, and she's still. I mean, she'll hit me still.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll get a smack in the back of the head.
Do you get to come home anytime you want, or do you have a curfew?
I mean, I got to be in by 11.
Okay.
Where are you at? Where are you at?
Oh,
Bring me a paper.
I had a curfew my whole rookie season from my dad, and I'm like,
yeah?
I'm now a so to speak, a professional. I'm finally racing a funny car professionally. It was my rookie year, 2012. And I mean, he had his eyes on me everywhere I went. I wasn't allowed to go into the zoo at Brainerd. I wasn't allowed. I mean, I couldn't go anywhere.
Hey, if you looked like her and you're driving a race car, you need somebody to be watching over you because everybody else is certainly not.
No, I get it.
Yep.
Now, do you guys get nervous when you guys watch each other race?
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's nerve-wracking. I mean, like he said, we both grew up in me and NHRA drag racing, him in IndyCar, and I don't know much about IndyCar. I went to just a few Indy 500s before I met him, and then watching him get in that car is completely different than what I do. And I always tell him it'd be fun to watch him just whack the throttle in a funny car, but
oh, yeah.
I don't think he'll
Have you ever gotten into a funny car?
No, I've seen him explode way too much.
So you wouldn't. Yeah, but I've seen some of these Indy cars disintegrate. I mean,
yeah, but
disintegrate.
Yes, but the thing typically is if I crash in an Indy car, it's probably my fault. Normally in an Indy car, the thing's going to give you signs. If it's not handling well, it's going to tell you, hey, you're on the edge and something's going to happen. And if you ignore it, then it's going to bite you. There's no doubt. In a funny car like her last year at Epping, New Hampshire, the thing just disintegrated. And at that point,
it's mechanical.
Oh my God. I'm sitting there watching her. Yeah, fluke deal. But that's my point. It's like I'm watching her and all I'm thinking about is, my God, just please move. Just move, move a limb, move.
You're sitting in
something.
With a funny car. I mean, he's sitting in a bomb.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
A gas-filled, bomb.
A nitro-filled bomb.
A nitro-filled bomb.
Great.
And I'll tell you, you've never been to an NHRA event,
No,
have you? Oh, my God.
I've not. I'm
It's
excited,
intense,
though.
man.
It is.
Yeah.
You can feel it no matter
It's
where
intense.
you're sitting. I mean, you can the
In your
stands
chest.
vibrate. Yeah,
Yeah,
your
I'm
chest
excited. It's
vibrates
intense.
when they go by.
It is. It is.
You'll
It's
if you
great.
go, you'll understand why I'm nervous.
Oh, yeah.
It'll make a lot of sense
Are
to you.
you gonna, are you going to come back in September to see
I'll
your
be
race?
here,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Yeah, the NHRA, I mean, bring the kids. Even
Yeah,
the
that's-
IndyCars. Bring
Yeah.
the kids. My dad used to take me to IndyCar races when I was a kid.
Racing's for family.
I was
honestly.
just
Really
yeah.
is.
Everybody comes out, all ages. I mean, for IndyCar and for NHRA, it's a lot of fun.
I think that is the best part of racing. Is that it is a family sport. I mean, we both grew up in it. Most of the people around us, all the other drivers, always bring their kids. We see a lot of, particularly over the last handful of weeks in IndyCar. We race at Mid Ohio, Road America. We go to Pocono, Pennsylvania this weekend, and here we're going to be camping out at the track. When we come back here, but families, it's huge. I think it's a great experience. It's a great time for kids. You get a handful of hours to go out and enjoy the time with your family and give them a different experience.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't something you get to do every single weekend.
Well, when I peeled my kids away from Fortnite a couple weeks ago to bring them down to the NASCAR truck race over at Gateway, I mean, they had such a good time, my son and daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give them
Kids 12 and under are free too, so that even makes it.
Yeah, you give them the headphones. They were right up on the fence.
Yeah.
Just
Get them
feeling the cars
exposed to
go
it.
by.
Whether it's IndyCar or NHRA, I mean, get them exposed to it. One of the biggest challenges that we both face as series is to get more the younger fan base. Get the kids. But it's working lately. I mean, we can see it. There's a lot of families and a lot of kids that are coming back out year after year. It's cool for us to see them grow. Over the years of being involved in this. So pretty awesome.
Well, you guys are having some great seasons so far. I mean, Graham, you're in 8th place. With how many races to go?
We've got 4 to go. We've definitely had a good season. We finished in the top 10 every race but 2, and typically, which is the most of anybody except for Scott Dixon, who's leading points. But we just haven't been able to win one yet, this year. And last year we won a couple. I mean, every year we've won a couple. So a little bit frustrating.
You got 3
but
top 5s this year.
yeah, I mean, we've been in the
11
hunt.
top 10s.
Just haven't quite won it yet.
The deal.
And on the other end, this one's winning everything.
I mean, in first place.
I'm in first right now. Yeah.
And what's great? Your dad's in 8th place.
Yeah. And
She's smoking him.
try to not rub that in, but no, it's awesome. He's had a rough start to the season, so it's kind of nice to see him get things turned around. He was through quite a few crashes at the start of the year, so it's nice to see him get that car under control and watching it run a little bit more consistently.
So you're running great. Your dad's in 8th. Your sister in Top Fuel is in first place.
She won the championship last year. I'm not sure if she's in first right now. She's I'm not
Is she
sure.
not in
I
first?
think she's in 8th or 9th, right?
I think she is in 8th. Yeah, but
I meant last year she was in first place.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
But no, we're leading right now, and when we get to St. Louis, that's the second race in the countdown to the championship. So we're gonna have they reset the points right after Indy, and we'll have to kind of really be on it when we
re-earn
get
it.
to St. Louis and at Gateway. Gonna have to
tell
win
me
it.
tell me what's it like when one of these funny cars blows up and you're inside.
I mean, it happens fast. So, I mean, we go 0 to 1,000 feet just under 4 seconds at over 330 miles an hour. And
Unbelievable,
it's a 10,000 horsepower car. So, yeah, when we drop a cylinder, it's equivalent to an entire NASCAR motor. So, I mean, when it drops it, you've got to be pretty well in control of that car to get it straightened out. And, yeah, I mean, when it explodes, you just go straight into shutting the car down, shutting the fuel off,
And getting the hell out of there.
getting it stopped and getting out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's so much different than an Indy car.
Yeah, I mean, one is, brute force, it's power, and the other is very much a finesse sport, and more obviously endurance versus a sprint, but they're both take a lot of skill, a lot of bravery in different ways. But they are, comparing the two is like apples and oranges. I mean, they're both racing, but they're probably the furthest thing from each other
It's
that
both,
you could
it's both
possibly
about
get.
speed, but I mean different ways of achieving that speed.
But that's what's cool. If you're a fan, you're thinking about coming out. I mean, I strongly suggest you come to both because they are very different in what it's all about. And so, there's no reason not to see them both.
And for both events, it's a weekend of racing. So you
It
guys
is,
are
yes.
back for Fan Fest next Thursday over at Ballpark Village. which is fun. Meet some of the drivers. It's downtown St. Louis. I know you guys got
Never a bad time at Ballpark Village.
No, never a bad time there. And then Friday, they got the Kartplex open there at Gateway. Have you seen the Kartplex over there?
Oh, yeah.
Where they have the go-karts?
Yeah,
I mean,
inside,
it's more
yeah.
than go-karts.
Yeah, drive the go-karts and everything else. Yeah, and then Saturday, you've got a full day's worth of all the ladder series, which are like, basically our equivalent of AAA baseball and so on to make it on up to the top. All those guys will be fighting it out. You've got the vintage Indy cars, which will be out there running around. As Courtney said, for IndyCar, it's 15 and under. Kids are free, which is unreal. And Saturday, too, I guess they've got cornhole tournaments and a whole bunch of stuff going on.
We're calling it Rumble with Riz, starting at 3 o'clock over there. So it's DJs, it's Bar Olympics, plus
Bar Olympics.
Plus, they give you a mug and all you could drink up until race time.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
So if the stands are half empty, we're going to understand why, because nobody made it. They spent too much time with the race.
I didn't say what you're going to fill that mug with.
Yeah, water for hydration.
Water, yeah, of course.
Lemonade.
And tab. Yes, that's it. And then for the NHRA come September.
Yeah.
It's a whole weekend of racing as well.
For sure. We race, we have qualifying Friday and Saturday, 2 runs for each day, and then we start eliminations at 11 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So
Gateway's
fun.
a great place for us. Like he said earlier, we won there before, so excited to be back.
Just think about this. A couple of years ago, that racetrack was going to be condos.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
It was going to be, they were going to tear it down, and it was going to be condos.
Curtis is obviously, Chris Blair's done a great job over there. But Curtis, the track owner he's a special man, I think to go out and do that. I think he took a lot of passion in what it was, trying to save motorsports in the city. Again, we talk about a sports town, and motorsports is one of the I think one of the key figures here in this town. And so he pretty much saved it. I mean, from us, for an IndyCar standpoint, he's repaved the track. He's repaving pit lane. He's repaving pit in, pit out for us. I mean, he's making an investment in the place that no other track would do this for us except for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it's awesome. I think everybody's extremely grateful for what's going on. But you have it all here. You got the NASCAR trucks, then you have us, then you've got NHRA. I mean, you've got a wide variety of stuff to come watch at that place. And yeah, to think what it could have been such a short period of time ago.
I mean, it was destined to be torn down and condos put up.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool if they put up some condos, but just
And
kept doing
still
it.
had the racetrack.
Pretty cool, right?
Normally those two things don't mix that well. That's the problem.
Well, I guess the next step,
to watch Jeopardy.
if we have another successful weekend, maybe the IndyCar finale will be.
They've
their
talked
gateway.
about it. Yeah, they've talked about it.
I think
I
it's
don't
a
know
great
what the
idea.
schedule is for
Yeah,
next
it's a
year,
great
but we'll
idea.
see.
It's a good idea. I'm just saying. I think it's a good idea. I'm throwing it out there. Score and IndyCar race day experience, courtesy of your Gateway Honda dealer. Go to 1057thepoint.com, get tickets to the race, and your chance to have a pro take you in a 2-seater around the track. What pro? Is it going to be you?
It's not me. But I can tell you last year we had Petrangelo's good buddy of mine and Colton. I don't know how Colton fit in a 2-seater, to be honest with you, because he's a beast.
Yeah.
But those guys went out, and actually Tarasenko was there as well, and he went around and they had a blast. So I think they're all coming back again.
that's
but
awesome.
It's a good experience for
That's
sure.
awesome. Well, all the details, Gateway, gatewaymotorsports.com. I got to get the website right. What is it? GatewayMSP.com. Thank you. GatewayMSP.com. Get the IndyCar schedule, get the NHRA schedule, the whole thing on there. Get tickets on there, the schedule of events. It's going to be 2 great racing weekends here in St. Louis next weekend and then a couple weekends later in September.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be awesome. And I really encourage you guys, if you've never seen a race, go to both events. 2 vastly different styles, but I mean, just as fun.
All right, a guy who's never been to him. Which one do you go to first?
The one that comes first.
The one. You know what I'm saying.
And the one in 2 weeks.
All right. Okay.
I mean, they're both.
I will say this. There is no reason not to go to both from the standpoint that they are so different. If you were talking about us versus like NASCAR trucks, it's both on the oval. Obviously, I'm biased, to the IndyCar stuff. But from our standpoint, they are so different.
2 different
so
sides.
unique that it's like, it's 2 different sights to see, so it's definitely worthwhile.
All right, GatewayMSP.com. Graham Rahal, Courtney Force, thank you guys very much for
Thank you guys.
coming in, and good luck during the races. All right, we'll be back.